Welcome. In this short video, we're going to talk about the 4 types of unemployment, or the 4 sources of where unemployment comes from. And as we see in their description, they vary in how serious they are. Frictional, seasonal, structural, and cyclical unemployment are all 4 types of unemployment that we want to talk about. Let's begin with frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment is probably the least serious type of unemployment. It takes time and information for job seekers to find the job openings. And this time and this imperfect information and search problem leads to frictional unemployment. It also comes from people who leave a job to look for a better one and a better match, and that's potentially a good thing. It also comes for people to enter the labor force, people returning to the labor force after taking time out, people graduating from college and entering the labor force. At least in the short term, they're looking for work, and that leads to frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment is probably the least serious of the problems. It's always with us. We can try and minimize it with better information, but there's always going to be frictional unemployment, and that's usually short-term unemployment when it happens. Our second type of unemployment is seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment, as the name suggests, happens due to seasonal changes in labor demand due to characteristics of the season. Christmas and retail is a prime example. Federal Express or Macy's will hire extra people in the Christmas season. They won't keep them on when the season ends. Lifeguards at outdoor pools aren't needed in January. Snowplow drivers are needed in January. July, not so much. Data for unemployment is seasonally adjusted to try and account for seasonal fluctuations for different kinds of jobs and different kinds of people in different areas of the country. So we want those seasonal fluctuations not to affect our overall measure of the unemployment rate, so data is seasonally adjusted. Structural unemployment is one of the more serious types of unemployment. Structural unemployment really comes from a fundamental mismatch between workers or job seekers and the jobs. So the people seeking jobs, the jobs available, they're not a match. Why aren't they a match? Well, one reason is skills. So if out-of-work truck drivers are looking for work and the only openings are for nurses, there may be enough job openings, but they're the wrong job openings. The skills don't match and it's not going to work. This can also happen regionally. So different areas of the country can be growing economically faster than other areas of the country. This creates differences in job openings versus relative to job seekers, and relocation would be required. Structural unemployment is inevitable as an economy changes. An economy changes means new technology, means new skills are in demand, old skills not as much in demand. The solution to structural unemployment usually involves retraining. People with out-of-demand job skills need to be retrained so they can have in-demand job skills. Or the other solution is to relocate in different areas of the country where the job market might be better. Either one of those is time-consuming and very costly, which makes structural unemployment a serious problem because there are no easy solutions. Finally, our 4th type is cyclical unemployment, also a serious type of unemployment. Cyclical unemployment is unemployment that comes from the business cycle. There are not enough jobs around due to lower levels of economic activity. Economists, we call this lower aggregate demand, or what we know as a recession. Cyclical unemployment means we're at a point inside our production possibilities curve. In other words, our level of economic activity isn't at what the economy is possible in terms of producing, and because of that, people are unemployed. It's really a waste of resources. We have resources, we're leaving them on the table, we're not using them well, so it's a problem. One of the solutions for cyclical unemployment is often a government stimulus. So by government stimulus projects, construction projects are designed to put people back to work when an economic slowdown causes them to be laid off, and it begins to create income and job creation to hopefully eliminate cyclical unemployment. We can think about the types of unemployment as a game of musical chairs. Cyclical unemployment is a true game of musical chairs. There are not enough chairs. There are more people than chairs, and some people are left standing while others are sitting down. Frictional unemployment, there are enough chairs, but people need to find them, and they are switching chairs. So there are enough chairs for everyone, but people can't find all the chairs easily, or some people are in one chair, they're switching to another, so at any given time, people are left standing. Structural unemployment, there are enough chairs, but the types of chairs do not match the type of chairs people need. People need a chair with arms, without arms, there aren't enough subtypes for each subtype of person, and that's not easy to change, which makes it a more difficult problem as well. With these different types of unemployment, what is our goal? What kind of unemployment rate do we expect to see in an economy that's doing well? Well, the goal for an economy should be what we call full employment. And full employment means, in the United States, it's around 4 to 6% unemployment rate, not zero. Full employment exists when there's no cyclical unemployment, and when structural and frictional unemployment are at a minimum. The U.S. government has a mandate to pursue policies that try and keep us close to full employment. And they gave themselves that mandate way back in 1946. After World War II, with the Great Depression still in recent memory, the government gave itself an obligation to pursue policies to try and get as close to full employment as possible. As I said earlier, full employment is not 0% unemployment. A 0% unemployment rate is not desirable. That means it becomes impossible for businesses to find workers and affects business expansion and economic growth. Because frictional and structural unemployment are inevitable, we're always going to have a positive unemployment rate, and between 4 and 6% is around the rate we believe we'd be at with those structural and frictional factors.